I have a new video for you guys because we need to talk about Roobet. This online casino is extremely problematic for several reasons. First off, they are being accused of trafficking women on their site to work as dealers. On top of that, there are a slew of people who claim that this site is an absolute scam. In addition, Roobet advertises to teens who don't understand the damage of gambling and ultimately end up addicted. So let's get into it. Before we get into this video, I want to give you guys a trigger warning because you guys are going to see video footage of some of these dealers from Roobet who seem to be in distressing situations. But before we get into that footage and talk about what Roobet really is, I do want to give a shout out to a few TikTokers who have been bringing up this story. Ty the Crazy Guy is one of those TikTokers who has brought light to this story. As you guys can see, I recently viewed his TikTok because someone sent it to me, and now we're talking about it on my channel. So if you want to go check out his page, it will be linked below, as well as Carla's page. This is another TikToker who has posted a bunch of videos that we will be using today in my video. Both of their accounts will be linked below, and thank you both for bringing awareness to this situation. So you guys are probably wondering, Sloan, what is Roobet? Like, have you been online gambling? Like, what are you talking about? And trust me, I will never be a gambler because I'm just so stingy with my money. I can't imagine going around and playing games with it. That being said, no hate to anyone who likes gambling or is currently addicted to gambling because it truly is an addiction. And I think it's something that we need to recognize a little bit more in society because it's becoming more and more common for young teens and young adults to play these games and then they just blow all their money. But if you're located in the United States and you go to Roobet's site right now, you will see that Roobet isn't available in the United States because it's actually not permitted here. If that's not a red flag to you guys, I don't know what is. But it's not because Roobet, traffics their dealers, which trafficking, like human trafficking, I don't even know if I could say that on YouTube, but that's a huge problem in our country. And even though this isn't located in our country, people are very invested into the game because they can use VPNs to go and play whenever they want to. It's not entirely clear where Roobet is located, obviously not in the United States, but I don't know where their server is based. I thought it was Australia at first, because if you look at their Twitter, you will see that Australian Outback is listed as the location, but I think it's just because they have like a kangaroo as their mascot. So we don't know a lot about this company, and that again is another red flag because I was looking up information about them online and I can't really find anything. But if you do type in Roobet fainting or dealer passing out, you will find some disturbing footage of a woman who actually passes out while she's working as a dealer. There's also a bunch of other clips of women who are pretty much passing out while they're working because they're so sleepy. So let's go ahead and review some of this footage. Then we'll talk about the conspiracies of like what could be going on. And then finally, we'll end this video by talking about how Roobet is a scam. And there's a full article out there outlining why. I'm going to give you guys one more trigger warning because you may find this next video clip disturbing. So we're going to watch one of these dealers who are working and then seems to pass out. So let's go ahead and play. You guys will see that the other dealers in the back are all very shooken up by this and they don't really know what to do. So as you can see, she's falling over right away. I don't have footage of like what happened before this, but we could assume that she was just like working and then just started passing out. The two dealers behind her obviously seem really concerned, but they're not like stepping up to do anything. And she's just down. I do not want to be ignorant to the fact that maybe she's having some type of health issue, whether that be a seizure or fainting or something like that. But when you see how like everyone reacts to this and how she's just like brought back up, it's really just like very bizarre. Again, it doesn't look like she's seizing in my opinion because I've been around people who have had seizures before, and there's usually some like convulsing, but it's a little bit laggy, and you can see they wheel her out. Like, why aren't they even picking her up? Okay, they're wheeling her out and then they go to pick her up and they just take her off of the screen. So maybe she was having health issues. I mean, we don't know her personally, so we have no idea. But this seems to be a pattern with this website. Also, the culture of these games are a little bit uncomfy because you can see that they're all like at these tables and we don't really know like their stories, whether they want to be there. I mean, a lot of people believe that this is a like trafficking scheme and that they're making these people work against their will, and that's why they're incredibly exhausted. And I definitely can see that these women are very tired. Let's watch some clips that our friend Carla shared on her TikTok account, because in this video you guys can see that this dealer is of course really tired again, and it looks like she's just like struggling to focus. Obviously it's an interactive game, so she has to wait for the players to play and then to, you know, move everything on the board, but she's visibly exhausted and it looks like she could barely keep her eyes open. I mean, why would you even want your employees to be this tired? But also, why are they this tired? Some people were saying that, you know, it's because they're in a room that doesn't have sunlight and they have no idea like how the days go. But this just doesn't seem normal. And you guys are probably like, Sloan, like this is like just another, like I'm tired of my own job. I'm exhausted. But like this isn't uncommon. A lot of these dealers seem to be tired, and a lot of them are women. I know there are some male dealers on the website, and there are some other games that are like electronic and don't involve any dealers at all, but it's visibly clear that she's tired. She can barely keep her eyes open. Let's talk about another one of those dealers. So here's that dealer, and you guys will see that she's very, very tired. Like, cannot keep her eyes open. It looks like she's struggling to focus. Her eyes are probably even dry with the way that she's blinking. I mean, oh, now she's yawning. Oh, I feel so bad. Like, okay, maybe she just had like a night out and now she's at work and it kind of sucks. But I really don't think that's how it goes. I really think that they are being overworked. Here's another dealer. Again, she's just like tired, which obviously that's not like the worst thing in the world. But when you're trying to uncover what this website really is about, it is concerning because there's not a lot of information about the employees there or how the company actually operates. Before we talk about one of these dealers who could be a missing girl from the United States, I do want to share a few comments I came across on YouTube, because I have tried going on multiple websites to find like conspiracies and, you know, answers to what is going on here. Nobody really has them, but there are some interesting things on YouTube. This person claims that Roobet ruined their life, that they used to occasionally gamble, but now it's an all-time thing. This person claims that the casino makes them work 16 hours a day. I believe they're actually in a prison. Ooh. This person wrote, all the girls there are so tired and can barely keep their eyes open at times. It's sad. But then this person, Cynthia, wrote, it sometimes happens because casinos do not have windows and some studios are badly ventilated and gets too hot. So she thinks that they're like too hot and that the lights are kind of screwing them up. But wait, I feel like I didn't see any of those women like really hot or like sweating or anything. So that probably doesn't make sense to me. This person shared, they're actually a dealer. They say, dealer here, faintings on games where you can sit is really, really rare. The rare cases when somebody has to come even close to fainting is at a roulette table where you have to stand most of the time. My guess is some kind of epileptic seizure or something similar, or maybe she just really has the tendency to faint. And of course they're talking about that one video of that woman who was fainting, and that video is so extremely concerning to me. Like, I hope she's okay. I can't go and like view these games and see if she's still working, but maybe someone out there will know. This person though, they think they know the answer. They say that, I think I know what happened. She's diabetic and her blood sugar went low. Many of my patients are diabetic. If they don't get their shots, their blood goes down. That could be like a good answer, and maybe that would make us feel a little bit better, but we really have no idea about that. And yeah, I can't like look at someone and know if they're diabetic, so I would have no idea. Now let's switch gears and talk a little bit about that one dealer that people believe is a missing person. What's odd about this case is that most of the dealers do not wear a mask, but as you guys can see here, this one is wearing a mask for some reason. Again, why would they if nobody else is wearing one? Maybe because they're trying to hide their identity, and look at how exhausted she is. She literally cannot keep her eyes open. It's actually so heartbreaking to think that this like could be someone who was abducted from Indiana in 2011, which we'll talk about that in a second. But like, look, like it's just incredibly clear that she's exhausted, and she keeps blinking over and over again, where she can like, it looks like her eyes are extremely dry and that she can barely focus. Could you imagine, like, if you were abducted and then trafficked into like an online casino? Like, that's a nightmare. And that's why I kind of want to talk about this conspiracy, because what if this is actually happening? Oh, she's passing out. The mask is so bizarre too. Like, why? They're trying to hide whoever that is. I mean, or unless she has COVID, but why would they have her working? So of course, TikTok has been incredibly invested in this story. Actually, side note, I do have a TikTok now. It's like SL04N_. But anyways, TikTok has been obsessed with what's going on here, and someone commented on that video of the dealer we just watched with the mask and said it looks like Lauren Spear. Lauren disappeared on June 3rd, 2011 after an event at a local sports bar. She was 20 years old and a student at Indiana University. A lot of people were talking about her disappearance because it went viral in the news at the time, but ever since then, we've never found a body and we don't know where she's at. Could she be at this casino? I really don't want to create false hope by bringing this up. Actually, our friend on TikTok, Ty the Crazy Guy, he brought this up in his original TikTok, and I think it's a good question to ask, because what if this woman was abducted and now she's being forced to work at a casino? You must admit they do look kind of similar, but with the mask being on, it's hard to tell. I mean, I can kind of see it in the eyes, and you got to keep in mind that it would have been 10 years ago, so she would definitely look different now. So, whew, gives me like actually goosebumps thinking that that could be her. Like, oh, it's like literally a nightmare. Like, you think about like your family or your like, I think about my little sister. Like, I would never want her to be like abducted and then trafficked. Like, holy crap. Roobet needs to be investigated, like internationally, because we don't know where they're at. But let's go ahead and end off this video by talking about this article that claims that this casino is a scam. The author brings up the fact that this company loves to use YouTubers, streamers, as their way to market to other people, which is a cheap way to do it because it's not that expensive to go and buy a sponsorship or, have a Twitch streamer go and play your game and they will pay you. So a bunch of these YouTubers and Twitch streamers are making a bunch of money playing these games online, promoting it to young teenagers or young adults who want to go and gamble but end up losing a ton of money. Like their friend that they're talking about in this article lost $20,000 within 3 months. Roobet is an interesting case because they show how young adults are not very good at distinguishing credible information and are pretty naive. Using their social media propaganda to promote to people like our age has been a success for them. And it seems like the YouTubers and streamers who do work with Roobet have a very close connection with them, and I kind of feel like Roobet like helps them out to make it seem like they're winning while they're streaming so that they're not losing in front of a bunch of people. This article was written in early 2021, and I don't know how accurate it is because I can't find anything about the company, but they claim that Roobet is a very small and tight third-party casino that can't afford to lose a bunch of money. And they say, they pretty much confirm what we just talked about, that you'll see YouTubers or Twitch streamers go and win big while playing. However, it's mostly fake money given to them. It keeps everyone happy, including the pathological gamers creating the content. They also claim that Roobet has the worst RTP of any online gambling site in the world. So if someone does actually win and try to withdraw the money, they're not going to get that money. Like, it's not going to come out of their account. And I have seen videos on YouTube where people show that they're not getting the withdrawals from Roobet after they win. So they claim that Roobet takes your money, keeps it, lets you play these fun games, and if you actually do win, you're probably not going to win. Or at least get the money that you were promised by playing the game. They actually claim right here that if you do try to withdraw a large sum of money, a message will appear that says your account has been suspended due to violation of terms and conditions. So they'll just kick you out instead of paying you off. Let me just read this part right here. Their marketing scheme is based on affiliate streamers to deliver the losers. Roobet.com has no problem with underage teens that change VPN and age requirements to keep some form of revenue coming in. With the phenomenal growth of gambling sites, which I feel like that's because of COVID, because everyone's inside, but internet gambling is likely to confer health risks for adolescent students because they are frequent internet users who are not protected from irresponsible advertising, like Roobet, who promotes these things all over social media, so you can't really escape it. At the end of the day, there are two major problems we have here. One, the possibility of trafficking, which is huge and very scary to think that they can go and just kidnap someone and make them work in an online casino and like, when they had those three guys come and pick up that girl who was passing out, like it just felt very unsafe and not warm. Like I don't feel like those guys were like good guys, if you know what I mean. And then the second problem is the addiction with gambling and how young teens are now getting onto this website because it's accessible through a VPN, and they are now able to just like gamble and lose all their money, probably put it in their mom or dad's credit card because they just love the game. And after watching their favorite Twitch person do it, they would love to go do it themselves. I mean, they can go and sit there and watch it for hours. I was sitting there watching some of these streams before I filmed this video to kind of like understand why people watch, and I kind of get it because the people are like blasting music, they're dancing, they're playing the games, they're winning some money. So it is entertaining, but at the end of the day, it's unrealistic and they're trying to sell you something. So don't be a loser at the end of the day by being a product of this system. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anyone who knows more information about this, please email me, or if you have any other video ideas, I am interested in everything. So let me know what you want me to talk about. And until next time, I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye guys.